Some smells evoke a positive reaction, and other smells evoke a negative reaction. My name is Dr. Bill Payne, the pastor of First Methodist Church in Live Oak, Florida. Some years ago, when I was pastoring in LaGrange, Georgia, I was invited to eat at a church in Noonan, Georgia, Coweta County. And I didn't realize it, but they were serving chitlins that night. And when I got there, the smell of chitlins is enough to make me nauseated. And they served me that big bowl of chitlins, and it was everything I could do just not to vomit. I don't know about you, but I can't eat chitlins without being nauseated. Well, some people love the smell of chitlins. I don't, and I don't know why I don't love them, except that my body tells me that chitlins aren't for eating. Contrast that to last week when I was walking my dog about 6:30 at night. It was dark and windy. I was trying to beat the rain and I needed to get some exercise, and I hadn't had any supper yet. And as we were walking through a neighborhood about 2 miles from my house, somebody was barbecuing chicken on the grill. And the closer I got to that, the more I wanted chicken. Pretty soon, I was salivating for chicken, and it was overwhelming. I was so hungry. Before I smelled it, I didn't even know I was hungry. But after I smelled that chicken on the grill, I just hightailed it and walked as fast as I could back home so that I could eat. Thankfully, my wife's a wonderful cook, and whatever she makes always smells good. Well, in life, some people are like that. Some people smell like chitlins, and some people smell like barbecue chicken. I'm not talking physically or literally, and that some people use deodorant and some people don't. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the aroma people have with their lives. Your life is an aroma. Either your life smells good to the world or your life smells bad to the world. In 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 14, Paul tells us that Christians are supposed to spread the aroma of the knowledge of Christ. We are supposed to be a sweet smelling aroma to God and to the world. Do you know what a sweet smelling aroma is? It is when you're walking down the road and you smell someone cooking um, cookies in their house, and you know that is a sweet smelling aroma. After my mother died, she left her clothes in my back room, and her clothes had the aroma of her perfume on them. And when I would come home from work at night, I would love to go back to her room and just sit in her rocking chair because her room still smelled like her. And it just connected to my emotions. And I felt close to her through the smell of those clothes that still lingered with her perfume. And I just wanted to be in that room. It attracted me. I know that there's this young girl, she's about 4 years old, and her grandfather came to stay with her, but she was in bed when he got there because he came on a Friday night after she had gone to bed. And on Saturday morning, she came in and she woke him up and said, Grandpa, this room smells like you, and I just want to be here. And it was something about the smell of the grandfather that she liked that smell because it connected her to emotions that she had, and they were positive emotions about her grandfather. That's the kind of aroma that Christ wants Christians to have. It should attract people to the Christ that is within them. Earlier today, I went by the car dealership to have some work done on my vehicle. And while I was there, I saw that there was a man who looked like he was kind of lost. And he was wearing a shirt that advertised Biker Week in Daytona Beach. So I went up and began to talk to him. And he was kind of sad, and he doesn't go there anymore because he's too old to ride a motorcycle. And he was new to this town, and he was here because he was moving to be with his loved ones. He came from Fort Lauderdale, and I began to talk to him about the positive things of life. And before I left, I I introduced myself to him, and I invited him to my church, and I gave him my card. And when I introduced myself to him, he smiled and he said to me, "Sir, I knew you were a pastor the very first time you spoke to me." And I said, "Well, how did you know I was a pastor?" He said, "Well, just because of the way you interacted with me, I knew immediately who you were." And I just thought about that for a moment, and he was so affirming, and he wanted to come to my church. Well, it wasn't that I said anything about Christ. I didn't. But it was the way I interacted with him. Jesus was witnessing to him through me even before I said anything to him about Jesus. That is the way Jesus wants us to live our lives. He doesn't want us to smell like chitlins. He wants us to smell like cooked chicken on a grill. Everybody smells like something. You can't hide it. You have a smell. The question is, what is it that you smell like? Do you smell good? Do people want to be around you? Do you attract people to Jesus Christ by the way you live your life? Or do you smell like chitlins? And do you repel people because of the way you live your life? What does the way you live your life tell other people about the Jesus that you profess to know? That's a serious question because Paul tells us in 1 Corinthians, 2 Corinthians 2, that we are to be a pleasing aroma to Jesus Christ. Consider that today. What type of an aroma are you? And if you are not attracting people to Jesus by your life, then ask God to help you to change so that you can be a person that pulls people to Jesus rather than somebody who pushes them away. May God richly bless you.